Hi, I'm Harlyn Baker. I'm a longtime 3D vision researcher, and I'm the founder of EPIImaging. 3D computer vision has been an academic endeavor for many decades, and with a huge number of applications developing now because of mobile computing and effectively the cell phone wars that have brought us great advances in cameras and processors. It's becoming very important. It has applications in augmented reality and virtual reality, where you want to both capture scenes to project to people and to know where people are looking in the world, what their world looks like, to put objects into their environment. It's important in self-driving vehicles like cars and drones, where you need to have 3D geometry. It's important in robotics, particularly maybe humanoid robotics, where we have to deal with devices that will soon be walking among us and having to interact with all the uncertainties of the world. The technology I am promoting is one that we developed a long time ago, back in the days of single cameras. And we asked the question back then, what will happen when cameras are tiny and when they're cheap, basically free? And what happens when the bandwidth that we were struggling with is no longer a problem? And we developed methodologies that sort of took care of that, that said, this is what you might do. And that's what, in fact, we're doing now. We're looking at solutions that involve a different approach. And it's an approach that is coupled with something called light fields, where you take many cameras, you capture a huge amount of data, much more than people might think is necessary, but that isn't the point. Cameras are free, cameras are tiny, and the bandwidth is all doable, it's all handleable by our new capabilities. So what can we do with that? Well, what we can do is we can have solutions that capitalize on redundancy and that give us results that have much higher accuracy and much greater precision, important features. You don't want systems that make mistakes. So with the extra cameras that we use, and I use 10s, 20s, 30s, 100s, and I'm building them into fingertips of robots, I'm building them into drones, I'm building them into vehicles like cars, I'm building them into light field cameras for capturing immersive cinema about 1 meter by 1 meter. All these are massive numbers of cameras, thousands perhaps, different sizes, different characteristics, but the purpose is to enable bringing in the constraints that one can have with these analyses when you get beyond the old approaches and use even older approaches, but that were perhaps ahead of their time, that are now viable. So the challenge is to use these technologies and these advances to capture the 3D geometry of the world.